man. I guess it was paused. So thanks everybody for being here. Like I said, my name is Joel. If we haven't met, I guess now we're good to go. I'm just going to jump into some slides and I will give you kind of a high level overview of where we're headed today. But you know, we're kind of shifting gears just off the cuff here. I know we've had some presentations this morning related to stock trading, and I'm going to shift us into the futures trading. And I think some of the also other presenters coming up also trade futures. So that's kind of most of my experience is trading futures along with most of my customers, and then on the NinjaTrader platform, again, kind of geared toward futures traders. But I think some of the concepts I'll present at the end could be applicable to any market. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys a few pictures here just so you can get an idea of who I am. So there we go. This is my office. You can look this up on Google. Work here every day with a few people from my team as well. Got a tax accountant in here, so kind of share this space with some of my friends. Bought it as a place for me to kind of put down roots and just get to work outside of my house, having worked from home for years. So yeah, like I said, I've been doing this stuff on the NinjaTrader platform for probably 15 years. 15 plus years, ever since graduating from college, writing code on the NinjaTrader platform, been into day trading and different things like that. So this is a picture of my office here inside the building, the desk where I'm presenting from today as well. So lastly, at my home, one of the things I've really picked up lately is the sauna and cold plunge. Just have to throw that out there as a discipline. I think there's just so much about trading that just requires us to discipline our mind. And I'll tell you, when you get in that cold water, there's nothing like that to really discipline your mind and just really just change the way you think about, look, I can do anything. If I can sit in this cold water for 3 minutes, like nothing's too difficult for me, right? And that includes trading. And so we're all up against a lot here. And so my hope is today I can provide some value for you guys. So I'm going to talk about real quickly just my payout history. And again, this goes back to my most recent payout being in February. So it has been a while, but I just want to let you guys know, like, I've been focused on my software company and there's been kind of some explosive growth there. And, you know, day trading is hard, right? We're all working at it as a goal. I'm going to show you my accounts today. Had some great trades today. I'm getting back into it right now and excited for that. But I hope today I can, you know, show you my software, but also kind of give you a path towards success in futures trading. And I believe that through Apex Trader Funding or even some of the other prop firms, that's possible. So yeah, I've actually taken $30,000 in payouts, which is really encourages myself right now to think about the future and what could happen this summer and this fall as I get back into trading as a part of my daily routine. So real quickly, I just want to pause though and pull up the questions because I want, here we go, pull this out into a new window. Awesome. Because I really want to see what you guys have to say today. And it's cool, Anthony gave me a little extra time. So, you know, I'm not going to be in as much of a hurry. So if you're here, have more time for your questions and want to see your feedback, taking a look here, Dennis, that's cool, man. I hope you'll try it, and I hope then you'll get in touch with me and let me know what you think, because there's a lot of health benefits as well. So Ray, I think I recognize you from before. Thanks for being here, man. I'm going to show some charts toward the end of the presentation, but primarily I believe in minute charts, like 1 and 5 minutes. And my dad, who's sitting in the other room, also uses tick charts. So man, there's a lot of ways to get this done. So, but today I'll primarily be showing minute charts. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to keep moving, but yeah, I want to see your feedback and your questions. So give me some participation here in the chat. Let me know that you're with me. Thanks, Ray, and we will keep moving. So yeah, those are my bank statements. That's literally copy and pasted from Bank of America for you guys. So anyways, I'm going to talk about my trading plan. I might be doing this more so for me than anyone else because I need to continue learning to follow a trading plan, but I think this is going to be helpful for you guys. Just 6 points. And I believe a trading plan is just some parameters to keep you disciplined, right? To keep you within a framework for success, right? And so look at the first point, trading hours. Decide, like, when are you going to trade? I think we all know by now it's not beneficial to trade all day. Most of us, what do we tend to do? Overtrade, right? Which leads me to the next point, maximum trades. How many trades are you going to allow yourself to take in the course of a day? Okay, today I took 2 trades. That's it. I'm saying that my maximum is 5 because I know that if I trade more than that, I'm not going to be patient for the right setups, right? I'm going to be over trading. I'm going to be revenge trading. So if I limit that, now I've taken 3 trades in a day. I'm like, man, I've only got 2 left. I got to wait for the right trade. Okay, third, I'm restricting myself on markets. I want to become an expert in 1 or 2 markets, and I think I'd recommend that for anybody, right? In this case, it's the NASDAQ and the S&P, if you're not familiar with futures, that I'm gonna be trading. How many contracts? Again, are you guys trading big size and trying to get rich quick, or are you being reasonable about how many contracts you trade? And what's beautiful with Apex, you can still make a ton of money and trade pretty small size. You're trading reasonable size to keep your accounts alive because drawdowns are inevitable, right? So you got to plan for your drawdowns. You got to have solid risk reward on that. And then the last 2 are more combined, but for me, the language and the mindset, which I even find myself this morning trying to get back into trading, the language just gets out of hand a little bit, you know? And I'm like, man, I want to believe, like, I want to speak positive, right? I want to speak in a way that I guess honors myself and the people around me, right? But I also want to have a positive mindset. Like, if I don't believe that this is possible, then, you know, we might as well just hang it up, right? We got to believe that this is possible. We have to put ourselves in a position with our mindset to win. So just a few things that I think has some value if you're writing out a trading plan. I believe this is what a trading plan is, right? A trading plan isn't like as much as like I'm only allowed to take this exact trade setup, right? Because if it was that straightforward, then why wouldn't we just write a fully automated system, right? So we can have parameters which allow us to place trades and how we trade. And I think that's what a trading plan is for. I'll discuss even like some more potential trading plan ideas at the end of the presentation when we look at some charts here. So I want to ask you guys a few questions as we keep moving here. Not seeing any questions, just kind of glanced over to look. So what I'm going to say is here, have you ever missed a trade entry because price is moving too quickly to get the order placed? Yeah, right. Do you struggle with trade exit decisions, such as following your plan for target and stop loss orders? Yep. How many of us are either, what's typical, right? We're either widening our stops or shortening our targets, right? We love that green. Oh, I'm green. Let me just get out of the trade, right? No, we have to stick with a plan, right? Anyways, just gonna stick to the questions. Don't want to get off on a tangent too much, but do you struggle with trade? Did I read that one? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Would your trading results improve with predetermined areas where a market reversal can be expected? So again, having good support and resistance as well, right? Having some places where we can do business, where we expect, where we see patterns repeated. Hey, like I know when it hits this area, it usually moves the market, right? Do your trading tools make day trading easier or more difficult? Believe it or not, a lot of us are using tools that actually make things more difficult than they have to be. And I want to propose, and this is actually kind of gets me excited because I'm looking at rebranding my company, and there's a little bit in this statement that I think is going to be a part of the brand. But I want to propose to you guys, and this is for you as well, Ray. I see you here. My account sizes are 50K. I still stick with 50K, and I believe that's the right account size based on the ratio of drawdown versus profit, stuff like that. So, but listen, this is what I want to say. It's time to start trading futures with excellence. No more silly mistakes, right? We don't have time for this. We need to be prepared. We need to have good software, good tools, we need to have trading plans, right? I've already discussed. So now we're going to move into looking at some charts. And this is what's going to happen today. I'm going to showcase my most popular NinjaTrader add-ons for trading futures with excellence. All right. And I want to say one thing, guys. Like I've been promoting my software for Memorial Day, and I've sold a lot of software at 40% off. I'm just going to get this on the table right now. For anyone that's here today, I'm going to do 50% off. So stick with me. I'm going to give you that coupon code at the end. I just want to put my cards on the table because I truly want this to be a place, Trader's Corner, where I'm giving you some more value than even what I normally give in my list, right? So, you know, my Memorial Day promo has been 40%, but you guys here live today are going to get 50% off any of my software for those of you that are here in attendance. So, all right, so check this out. All right, main topics today that we're going to cover. And just to keep us on schedule, I'm going to be communicating with Anthony. Anthony, you can text me too if you're got the next presenters lined up. But I was told him I would go an hour, so we can look at this going until about 1:10, just another 40 minutes. But this is what I want to cover today. Okay. First of all, I want to cover chart execution features for all trading plans. This is going to be my chart trader platform built into NinjaTrader. Again, I guarantee you there's something here for every single person that's in attendance. All right. If you're trading futures, if you're familiar with NinjaTrader, even if you're not familiar with NinjaTrader, you can start using NinjaTrader literally today and start trading futures today. So like I said, something for everybody. Secondly, trade copier and risk manager features. We talked about managing our risk a little bit in the trading plan. There's also a need for a trade copier if you're doing trading with prop firms like Apex. And so this has been one of my biggest projects over the last 12 months is building this trade copier, which is a tool that's notorious for issues and challenges that I've been kind of building out to solve a lot of these challenges that are common with other trade copier products. Cool. So I'm going to show you the trade copier. Then lastly, we're going to get into the charts and just look at some trade setups around the idea of support and resistance. I think every single trade we take should have support and resistance involved. And I believe support and resistance comes in many different forms. I'm going to show you a couple things that I've developed around the idea of support and resistance. Steve, thanks for being here, man. So what happened is the last presenter had some issues and wasn't able to make it. So I started a little bit early. We've been into it for around 15 minutes now. So I got you, man. I was actually thinking about this and wondering if people would show up, you know, just at 12:45. So I totally get where you're coming from, my man. Thanks for saying that. Thanks for asking. On that note, I was just kind of looking at the attendee count here. We'll see if people do trickle in. But and as far as I know, Trader's Corner has been recording the presentations. So as long as they're recording it as usual, we'll have a copy for you, man. So these are the main topics. Let's keep moving here into chart execution features for all trading plans. So this is what I call my enhanced chart trader. So what this is a suite of execution tools for both entries and exits. And it's a way for you to build the perfect chart trader configuration based on your trading needs, your trading plan, and your needs, right? So all of you hopefully have a trading plan here. Everyone's coming in here, I would think, with some knowledge of like your trade setup, kind of what you look for, what's going to give you your edge, right? So I think my chart trader can integrate with a lot of different methods and ideas. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. So trading is like I think of it like a dartboard. In fact, last night we were even playing darts at my house. I had some friends over, did a little cornhole and darts. Ready, aim, fire, right? So as you get prepared to make a trade, you're getting ready, you're identifying the trade, okay? As you aim, you're planning the trades, right? So you're thinking about where's my entry going to be? What type of order is my entry? Where's my stop loss and profit target going to be? And then lastly, when we fire, we're putting this into action. We're actually entering the trade, and then we're managing the trade from the moment where we get into the trade or the moment we place an entry order to the very last moment before our accounts are flat. And I'm realizing, there we go. So this is ready, aim, fire. Identify the trade, aim, and fire. All right, now we're gonna look at the charts. So first of all, we're gonna look at the basic chart trader tools, all right? This includes click entry, limit entry, exit order display features, break even buttons, attached to indicator, trade executions display, bar counter display, profit and loss display, lots of upgrades here. So I'm gonna show you guys. I really wish we just had a poll or something. I just wanna know like who uses Ninja and things, but that's okay. So this is NinjaTrader. This is on the right is the chart trader that I've developed. And on the left is the chart trader that comes standard with NinjaTrader. So let's look at a few of these features that I showed in the last slide. Okay, let's look at the click entry buttons first. If we're taking a trade on, and we're not going to talk about indicators, I'm going to save that for the end as far as what's on this chart. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, what's on this chart? What are these lines and stuff? So I'll explain that. Trust me, it's not rocket science here, okay? So to buy, we're just going to hit the buy click button and then we click on the chart, right? Why is this different from Ninja? And let's see here. Let me get acclimated with what's going on because I want these orders to show on both charts. So let's just take a look at this and just make sure that we're doing that. I wonder. Why the order is not showing up over here. What am I missing? It's interesting.
Hey Joel,
Yeah.
I was on CNBC earlier. I don't know if it has anything to do with your setup there, but they were having some issues.
Yeah, there's
some hour-long freeze or something.
I'm not gonna totally worry about this. We're just gonna keep moving, but yeah, these orders should be showing up on both charts. But yeah, that's where
I'm with you on the polls too. We should you know what we should do? We should implement something where we could just kind of create polls on the fly or something.
that would be fun.
That would.
Issues with Rhythmic. I mean, yeah, there's different challenges, but I appreciate you stepping in, man. And normally I would do my run through and just make sure my charts are good, but because we started early, I didn't get a chance to do that. No big deal though. We're good. We're just gonna keep moving. But what you can see here is with Ninja on the left side, you have to right click and then you're having to select what you want to do. Do I want to buy? Do I want to sell? Several steps that create opportunities for mistakes, right? Whereas over here, if I want to buy, I'm just clicking buy. Where do I want to buy? Then I'm just clicking on the chart, right? And I'm done. My buy is placed. Okay, sell. Clicking on the chart. Where do I want to sell? The sell is placed. Cool. So like if you're like me, you're buying a pullback, right? So I'd be buy click here, and I'm ready to enter long when it pulls back here again, right? You can clearly see like we've been kind of moving up ever since 12:30, okay? So limit entry buttons, right? So we also have limit entry buttons here, similar to Ninja, but my buttons are more customizable. So we can change the offset. Like, do we want to buy 5 ticks below the market, 5 ticks above the market, at the ask, at the bid? These buttons are highly customizable compared to Ninjas, which are just locked in, right? It's buy ask, buy bid, sell ask, sell bid. That's it. You can't do anything else. With my buttons, you can change the offset. You see, just basic, I've got it set to 1. Right here, you can change whether they're at the bid or the ask as well. That's to place limit orders. Exit order display features. Again, just another comparison. If I'm to go long, this is crazy to, yeah, so if I'm long here, okay. By the way, I'm going to show you guys my Apex accounts later. I'm just using sim accounts right now for this presentation. I literally don't understand why these aren't just popping up on both charts. It's crazy to me. But you can see the comparison here, right? I've got this labeled as profit target, stop loss. We've got the amount of dollars up here. So actually, now I see why it's doing it. You know, it's like there's so much to pay attention to. This is why literally I should never complain when you guys reach out with questions, because here I am, even on my own software, making a mistake, okay? But take a look at this. So my software has a feature that you can select mini or micro. So this chart's, for some reason, this chart is acting up here. There we go. So I'm trading micros. That's why it's not showing up. As I change this to mini, do you see this toggle right here? Mini, micro. I'm gonna select mini. Now the orders will show up on both charts, okay? So now we're able to compare these apples to apples. So let's go ahead and hit buy market again. Now we're in a trade and we can see the profit and the stop loss, right, in dollars. So as we move this, we're able to see that. We're able to see what is my profit. Like am I in points and ticks and dollars, you can configure this. But again, completely different from Ninja, where you can't really see a lot about what your target is on a particular trade, right? You have to add this up manually. I have to think like, okay, 97.50, 17.50, yeah, that's 20 points, okay, right? Versus over here, I can always see as I'm even moving this, like if I want to go to a 25-point target, I know I just move this to $500, right? Versus over here, it's a lot more, you know, challenging to see all that. We've also got a break even button. So in this particular trade, I can go to break even minus 8 ticks with 1 click. See how I click the button, move to break even, okay? Attach the indicator. Let's say that I want to buy, it's a common example for me. I'm just gonna close this trade. And for some reason, so I'm working on a new version of ChartTrader. For some reason, there's just some lag issues here that I'm dealing with on this. So just your patience is appreciated. But let's say that I want to attach to an indicator. I can do that, right? See, as I hover, now this is going to give away what these plots are. Let's zoom in here a little bit, all right? Everything's kind of tight. You know, nobody should be trading right now over lunch. That's why I said I wouldn't be looking at this other than just for this presentation. But as I hover my mouse here, look how I'm buying. I can buy the 5-minute 20 EMA. I can buy the 50 EMA. I can buy the 20 EMA. As I click on the 20 EMA, now it happened fast, but the order, it was attached to the 20 EMA. So now that order then would be trailing with the 20 EMA. So I'll show you guys some trade setups where that's beneficial, right? The 20 EMA is actually great for support and resistance. Okay, so compared to Ninja over here, if you're attaching an order to a plot, there's a long process of first having to place the order, then you got to right click on the order, go through this long menu to finally select the indicator that you're trying to attach the plot to, right? Over on my software, it's literally move the order, hover over the plot and click. Now the order's attached to the 5-minute 20 EMA right here. So this is the basic chart trader tools, you guys. It's my most, literally like, it's the very first product of the enhanced chart trader. It's the lowest level. I don't want to say lowest level, but it's like where the enhanced chart trader starts. This is it. All these features I've shown you, it starts with this. And then there's more advanced features that I'm going to show you guys as well. Yeah, man, Rhythmic has been so bad today. Fortunately, like I got a couple good trades in the midst of it and didn't have the issues others were seeing. But and I think that's somewhat because of the copier and just the way I've got things organized. So, but yeah, there's a few other things here. The trade executions display, not a great example, but you can see how it's showing me each of these little trades I've taken, what my profit and loss was compared to Ninja over here. You've got, I mean, how do you make sense of that, right? How do you make sense of those trades? Versus over here, I've got it kind of boiled down to literally longs and shorts and the amount of profit per trade. Now, if these were real trades, obviously you wouldn't be taking these trades so quickly. So you'd be able to see, you know, a little bit better like entry and exit, which you can see. But yeah, this is the executions display. Bar counter display built in. I think every chart needs a bar counter. So whether you're counting down minutes and seconds, or whether you're counting down ticks or volume, the bar counter is built in to handle any bar type right down here. And then lastly, your profit and loss display. To be honest, I'm not even sure what I mean by that, but I'm thinking potentially, oh yeah. So this is where you've got the ability to see all instruments or just the NASDAQ. So you can sort by your profit and loss across all instruments or just the instrument in the chart window. That's very unique as well. You can also see commissions without commissions through clicking in here on Ninja. And I think you can change this without right clicking, going to the properties. Here again, if I want to see P&L without commissions, with commissions, or hide it, or see P&L for all instruments or just the instrument on the chart, I can do that. Again, I mean, I'll just get into one more trade because this is another unique feature. Like let's say I buy market, all right. Look, as I click here, I can change from dollars, right, to point ticks, to points. Over here, you're just locked in. There's no change in this unless you maybe right click to change it. But here you can just click in the box and you're changing what you're seeing, whether it's dollars, points, ticks. I like points personally. In fact, what I like to do is look at points down there and then dollars up here. So look, as I click up here, so now up here I can see my dollars in the panel itself, and I can see the points down here. Make sense? So I'll close this trade. Dennis, I wouldn't say I am a scalper, man. Like I'm probably more of a, like, when you're looking at the NASDAQ, and I'll talk about this later, but I'm looking at more like, you know, 10 points would be the smallest target I would take on the NASDAQ. Absolute smallest. This morning I got a 50-point win in the NASDAQ. So that's more like it. I mean, if you're trading in the morning, I mean, you're looking at 20, 30, 40, 50 points on targets. And I don't think that's scalping compared to what I've seen some people do. So I'd love to know your thoughts. I do not use the Ikemoku cloud, by the way. I saw that question. Don't use it. All right. So let's get into a few more advanced features here. I hope this is good, you guys. Like I feel like I always cover a lot, and now that I have more time, I hope I'm not getting too long-winded. But I just love showing you guys what I built and what I'm continuing to work on. So I think it just is going to have so much value for a lot of you guys. So let's look at this next section. Yeah, I didn't think so either, Dennis. It's not scalping. I would agree. I mean, if I were to get long right here with a target of 10 points, say, like just put my target kind of below here. Sorry, a stop of 10 points down here at 80, target of 15 points, maybe target VWAP. I mean, assuming that we're just going to keep kind of making our way up, the rest of the day, I don't see that as scalping. I mean, I could be waiting 15 minutes for this trade to play out, right? Ray says go for it. Yeah, of course. You want me to get murdered in front of the whole crowd here, don't you, Ray? But yeah, this is a pullback into the blue, the 20 and the 50 EMA, which I think could be a good trade. So yeah, stop loss, Steve, NQ. We'll talk about that. And on that note, let's look at the essential chart trader tools. So these are some more advanced features, right? We just kind of went over the basic. Now I have what I call the essential chart trader tools, which includes some more features. ATM strategy planning, quick select buttons, one-click order placement, position sizing, and risk reward. So let's look through some of these, and bear with me here as I haven't really practiced my charts. So I don't even hardly know where we're at. I've been working on recoding this too. So these buttons are going to act a little weird because I'm literally recoding all of this right now. But the idea here with these quick select buttons is you can change ATMs, right? So as we change this, we're literally selecting a different ATM. So I'm going from a 15-point target to a 20-point target, right, to a 25-point target. And we're literally able to change ATMs quickly. We can even scroll through up to 12, 3 layers of this. You can have up to 12 ATMs you can quickly select. So rather than using the drop down to select your ATM, now you're able to quickly select an ATM right here instead, okay? Now you'll notice as I'm selecting these and I hover my mouse and if I click on this little eye right here, I get a trade plan. I can actually begin to plan out my trade, right? So let's say I click on long entry. Now I'm going short and we have a plan, right? So let's say we want to short the VWAP and we want to risk 10 points and we're going to target 25 points. Here we're able to see an example trade, right? Where we're going to fade the VWAP. We can see that we're risking 10 to make 25 points with a 2.5 risk reward. Obviously this is easy. You guys, I'm picking easy numbers. Like when you have 10, that's easy to calculate your risk reward, right? But let's say I want to risk 8 points. Now we get that automatic risk reward calculation, right? So as I move this to 8 points, and again, Ninja's playing games on me here as I'm in the process of recoding a lot of stuff right now. It's acting weird for me here. But you can see the risk reward in this example, 3.3, right? As I've adjusted just a little bit down, tighter on my stop, my risk reward went from 2.5 to 3.3, which is pretty cool. So anyways, these charts include, there we go. This is insane. I hate the way this is acting. All right. So now we have a 7-point stop with, 25-point target, 3.5 times the size target versus stop. We hit the place sell button. That's actually going to literally place our order, right? And you guys didn't even notice, and I didn't get to notice until now, I had position sizing on. So it automatically sized our position with 14 micros based on risking $200, right? So watch, this is really cool. Watch as I move this planned stop loss. Again, this is the planned stop loss. Number of contracts are changing as the stop gets bigger. Now we've got 8 contracts. So the number of contracts are automatically changing based on wanting to risk $200 per trade. Now, this comes into play because Steve was asking what are my stop loss and profit target. What I like to do is use the ATR. So you can see naturally like the ATR has been declining. Right now, each 1-minute bar, and I'm gonna hit close on this. I really just want to close out of this order to micro. So we just need to, let me switch to micros here. Oops, 101, close. All right, so How do I determine targets and stops? Good question. Still working on that, but I love to use the ATR. So down here, the ATR is running 6 points per bar. So I'm looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 times that for a stop. So my largest stop, my largest risk on any trade, if I was taking a trade right now, would be 12 points. Okay. You scroll back to this morning. Sorry, what does the ATR mean? The ATR is like the size of the bar. So from the high to the low, what are we expecting the range of a bar to be on average? It was as high as 12 this morning. So the biggest risk on any trade that I took this morning would be 20 points. Or sorry, like 24 points, right? 12 times 2 is 24. So just giving you some ideas here, guys, and the essential chart trader tools, again, being able to pre-plan your trade, even if you're not using position sizing, pretty powerful tool, right? Because now you're able to verify, right? How many times do we get into a trade and we're like, man, that's not the ATM I had selected, right? So even if I turn position sizing off and I go back to like say, and again, you guys are getting the raw presentation today, but yeah, these are acting weird just because I'm in the process of rewriting these buttons right now in the code. But if we have a 20-20, meaning 20-point stop, 20-point target, if I go to place this trade, and yeah, this is acting very strange. I wonder if it would help if I would close down some other charts. Yeah, literally in the middle of rewriting this code, and it's not treating me well right now. But, okay, the idea is if we're placing a trade, maybe I can place an order over here and it will show up. Let's do that. See how I've got the target and the stop there? Okay, so now I'm confirming what's my plan, right? My plan, oh, I can see is a 20-point target, 20-point stop. That's good. That's exactly what I wanted. So it's drawing the plan on the chart before you ever get into trade when you place a limit order. So I don't know if you guys enter at market, enter at limit, enter buy and sell stops, but same thing, right? Even if I hover over market, it's still showing me the plan. So I can see the plan before I clicked to place that market order. You guys cool with that? So that's ATM strategy planning. We've covered the ATM strategy quick select buttons. One-click order placement, simple. You just move your mouse beside the chart, pops up, and then you click to place the order. So makes it a little bit faster with hotkeys. Position sizing, again, I've got extensive video. If you guys want to go watch, at the end of the presentation, I'll show you this. I've got extensive videos where I've covered all this in a much more organized way than I'm covering it today with different issues with Rhythmic and Ninja and stuff. So I'll show you guys that at the end that you guys can check it out. I want you guys to be able to make an informed decision on my software too. So let's look at, so yeah, let's just kind of hammer home with just a few concepts here in the PowerPoint. Okay, what is ATM strategy planning? This is where you're confirming stop loss and target orders on pending trade entries, right? So I just showed you it's drawing the target and the stop, so you can kind of visualize that before you get into the trade. And you're also able to adjust those, right? So when you place the order, you can adjust those before the entry is filled as well. So it's not like you're waiting until after the entry is taken place to move your targets and stops around. You can move your targets and stops around before you're ever into the trade and have a plan. Position sizing, you're going to adjust the trade quantity based on the stop loss side. Configure size, configure in dollars or percent. It's going to be linked to the ATM strategy and integrated with that ATM strategy planning. So this panel, I think, has come out well. Again, you got a close 50% button. You've got the same break-even button you had before. All these things can be added to this panel. And so I think there's a ton of value. I will quickly cover some more stuff here. And I'm just going to pull up my phone in case Anthony wants to communicate with me about when he would like me to wrap up as well. So just, Anthony, if you want to pop in or send me a text or however you want to communicate so we can stay on track here. So looking at a few more options, right? Advanced exit orders. If it's even gonna let me click this tab. You know, this is just, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what's going on with this today, but it's not cooperating. Okay, advanced exit. Never helps to click more. All right, advanced exit, trailing stop, right? We can configure trailing stop, so we can hit the drop down here, literally build a trailing stop based on any indicator added to our chart window. Also more options here. If you want to use my theory on ATR to automatically size your targets and stops, you can do that. So like you could literally have your target stop set up automatically to be this ATR, which is about 6 right now, multiplied by 2. Let's see here, Renko. Renko charts, you're gonna get automatic orders placed based on Renko. So let's say that I want to get long in the next green Renko. I can just click and place that order right here. Now I have a buy stop pending at the price where the Renko bar will close automatically, right? So now we're avoiding slippage on these bars. Yeah, I am using Rhythmic, Kenneth. I've got Rhythmic and TradeAway. I'm going to show you guys. I've got some of both. So anyways, if you guys trade Renko charts, look at this. And I'm going to give you, again, I know we're covering a lot, and I'm going to give you the website at the end of this presentation where you can go see everything, hopefully clearly laid out here. To enter on the bar close, another set of buttons. So you got range, same idea, right? Because with these bars, we know where they're going to close, right? We know where a range bar is going to close, so we can place our stop order, entry order in advance, planning for that bar to close. So now close bar entry, another set of buttons as an option to enter on the bar close. So with this, you can select the direction of the bar. Like if I want to enter on a green bar, enter on the next red bar. Do I want to buy? Do I want to sell? Do I not care what direction the bar goes? I just want to get in when the bar closes, right? So if you're ever entering on the bar close based on, you know, your logic or system, this is going to be valuable for you. Even another step with bar close is signal entry. If you have an indicator that plots signals, like I'm showing a stochastic down here, now you can arm this. For instance, if I click this, it's going to highlight all these signals, and now I'm armed and ready the next time a long signal occurs. Okay, so if you have any indicator that plots signals, this could be a good option for you to get in automatically when the bar closes with the signal. And then lastly, I'll show you guys bracket orders. There's even more that I'm not even on this chart today, but with the bracket orders, you can place a bracket, right? So if you're trading news or open, times of high volatility and breakouts, this is fantastic, right? Because with one click, and again, my platform is not cooperating whatsoever, but with one click, you're going to get a buy above and a sell below. So now those are going to be OCO, and whichever direction the market decides to go, you're going to be pulled into the trade. The other order will be canceled. So that's kind of a quick, very, very quick overview. Now it finally placed these orders. That's just frustrates me, you guys. Yeah, finally place those orders. Then we can hit cancel those orders. But that's the bracket side of things. You can enter a bracket when the bar closes. You can click to enter the bracket immediately as you click. Basically, anytime you'd want to enter both buy and sell, you're going to use that bracket button. So that's cool. So I've covered most of the features in here, actually probably half of the features if possible, just because my charts aren't really cooperating well. So now I want to jump to my trade copier platform. So like I told you guys, I was going to discuss my trade copier, and now we're getting some more fun stuff, discussing my Apex accounts, my plan to get the big $40,000 payout. I'll even explain what does that even mean. If you guys haven't heard what the $40,000 payout is, and I think there's going to be some value here for those familiar and not familiar with Apex. And I see a lot of people have gotten here actually in the last 10 minutes. So thanks for coming. We actually started early because the previous presenter had an emergency. So I've been doing like a more in-depth display sort of my chart trader, my enhanced chart trader products. So yeah, now at this point, I'm going to jump into the accounts dashboard. So again, when I started using Apex, I developed this for my own needs and my dad and some friends of mine, and just made it available on, as a developer on the website. So it's going to be, I'm going to show you the window here in 30 seconds, but it's going to be one window for tracking all your accounts. So as you know, when you use these prop firms, you have multiple accounts. You're going to be able to track them all in the same window. You're going to be able to set them up as master and follower accounts, right? So that's what duplicate account actions is. That product is a trade copier built into this window. Then I also have the account risk manager, which is another product built into this window that adds risk management features. So two products in the same window with different features for managing all of your accounts. I think the coolest thing is being able to track your trailing threshold for your prop firm accounts. So knowing how far you came back from the highest point in your account. So let's take a look here at the accounts dashboard. So I'll pull it up, it's right here. Seems to be responding well, even though these other charts aren't for some reason. So I appreciate you guys giving me some grace in that today. These are my accounts. And so today I've actually done 600 in each account. So I'm starting a new set of accounts underneath my business. Mainly bought these accounts because I want to do some extensive testing right here before I release the new version of my accounts dashboard. So you can see I've got 10 Tradeovate, 10 Rhythmic. I'm up 600 across every account, perfectly identical. Okay, after taking 2 trades for a total of, the first trade I lost 40 points. Actually, I was trading 5 micros. And the second trade I made 50 points on 1 mini. So if you do the math, it was a $400 loss followed by a $1,000 win on all these accounts. So broke my trading plan. My trading plan was to trade 5 micros, but these are evals, and I was like, I'm not too concerned about it at this point. So looking at this window, let's just cover some of the features high level. Okay, I'm trying to pull it back up. For some reason, it just went away.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
Some people might not know what Apex is. If you have time, would you be able to kind of just easily explain like what Apex even is? And maybe simply also like, what is a trade copier in just a few words?
Yeah, it's a great idea, man. So this is my trade copier. So Apex Trader Funding is what is called a prop firm. And so with Apex, what basically happens is you buy accounts. And then if you pass the test, you get a funded account. And then if you reach the goal in the funded account, you can get paid. So I'll explain it in the most simple way that I know. There's different sizes of accounts, but what I have here is a $50,000 account. Okay, my goal on these accounts, you're seeing in this column, is to trade this account to where it hits 53,000. Okay, once I get it to 53,000, my software here is going to automatically close the trade, right? It's going to close out, and now we're considered funded. Now that we're funded, we then start back over. We will start back over at 50,000, and if we can trade to, I think it's I know it's 52,600. That's the level. You get it from 50 to 52.6. You can pull $2,000 per account. So once you pull that money out, they send it to your bank. And then again, if you drop below a certain level, the account's also blown and you need to start over. But it's it's a crazy opportunity, you guys, because literally each of these accounts costs $16. And then if you reach the goal where you hit 53,000, you're funded, and then you pay $85 per month after that. But again, you only have to trade 10 trading days. So if you can get the funded accounts and in 10 trading days, you can hit that goal of 52.6, or I like to say 53,000 because you want to have a little bit more cushion. Then you can literally pull up to $2,000 per account. That's where the 2,000 multiplied by 20 becomes $40,000 in a single payout period. And so, man, there's a lot to this. And I appreciate you asking me to do that, but I'm like, man, for someone who doesn't know, that's another YouTube video.
So I guess what you're saying is like, you're basically borrowing $50,000 on all of these accounts. They're all 50,000 a piece for $16, and then there's like a monthly fee of $80 to borrow $50,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, man, because the 16 plus the 85 is $100. Now, as long as you can pass, right, you may fail these tests and have to pay 16 again. So it depends how many times you have to pay 16 to reach the profit goal. And then you got to pay 85 to get the real account. And then once you have the real account, you also have to hit the profit goal, right? So you can't you have to be able to make good decisions. I mean, as with anything in trading, to get paid. But it's a pretty low risk opportunity to turn, anywhere from $100 to $200 per account into $2,000 if you get paid out. So yeah, Anthony, does that help, man?
Yeah, it helps a ton.
Cool. And I hope it's helpful for you guys too. Like I mean, there's just so much to do on my end, you guys, like just enough to like finish my software and continue working through different challenges on that versus publishing a video about what Apex is. There's plenty of guys out there going for the Apex commissions and trying to like walk people through the process. Now, that being said, like I do want to publish a YouTube video with an overview, and I'm going to be sharing my journey on YouTube, assuming I can get this funded and then get that big payout. Trust me, you will see a YouTube video if and when that happens. And so,
yeah, one more question. So you mentioned something about pulling $2,000 out of the $50,000 account. What's the parameters in terms of the 2,000? How'd you come up with the 2,000?
well, for this account size, that's the maximum you can pull per account per payout period. So the way it's structured right now is there's 2 payout periods per month. So you request, if you've hit your profit goal, you can request the money from the 1st to the 5th of the month, and then from the 15th to the 20th. So you have to trade 10 trading days, and you have to be consistent. You can't just make it all in one day. So there are some rules around this. But the 2,000 is the maximum amount. So you don't have to pull 2,000. You could pull 1,000. But as you build these accounts, if you get above 52,600, you can begin to request payouts. But remember, every time you request a payout, it is deducted from your account balance. And if you ever drop below 50,100, at that point, your account is blown and you have to start over. So you have to first turn an evaluation account into a performance account, right? So these are all evaluation accounts. So I have to trade these to 53,000. Once I've done that, I've passed. They get converted to performance accounts. You start over at 50,000 again, and you build your accounts up to where you can request those payouts. Yeah, Bill, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm excited for it, honestly. He's saying that they're gonna change how all this stuff works, and potentially even allow you to request payouts more often. Yeah, so there are some links, Bill, I'm going to give to that at the end of the presentation. So yeah, but I think these guys are legit. I mean, basically, because I've literally like had the money hit my accounts. I showed you guys that earlier. Like I've gotten payouts, they've paid me. I've never had a payout denied, not a single time, based on the rules. So I think as long as you follow the rules and you're trading reasonable size, you're not you're not getting all your profits in a single day. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is absolutely legit. There's a lot of more discussion around that, but yeah, it's a great way to trade with really low risk. Really low risk. So, but yeah, I would encourage you guys, if anyone's in this call and knows what a trade copier is, I'm going to give you the best deal today on mine. Lowest price ever, I think, probably. So yeah, I would encourage you to pick it up and get on board with this. I've sold, I think, like 150 of these this month already. So people are switching just based on issues they're having with other software products and stuff. So yeah, this is the trade copier. You can also set up your daily goal and loss over here. Again, like if I want to set this to a loss. Yeah, thanks, Ray. I feel like I should know you, Ray, if you've already probably bought some of this stuff. I don't even know, to be honest, but I appreciate you being here, man. So yeah, this window is acting weird too, just because of the chart trader being up. But yeah, you can set daily loss and daily goal in here for each account as well. Check the box, and then it's going to, you can see here, it just automatically disabled this account because I turned the box on and it had already hit the daily goal, right? Daily goal is 200. That is where it's 600. So that account was automatically disabled when I did that. Based on a daily goal of 200 there. So yeah, you can set these, like if I set to 700 again and I turned it on, if I were to take another trade, it's going to take me out as soon as that $700 is reached, or the $400 loss. So again, helping you manage your risk. You can set a daily goal and loss for all these accounts, or just a master account and have it kind of pull you out of the rest of the accounts based on its daily goal and loss. So that's the way I'll be using it. This window I set up very last minute today, but these are my actual, obviously, accounts from today, which is pretty cool. Trying to get these evals passed and make time to trade and stuff, as well as all the software stuff. So yeah, so that's the account dashboard, and I want to take, we're going to go till 1:30, so I'm just going to take another 10 minutes and just show you guys some trade setups here. So let's see if we can jump back into the charts. It's going to let me. Let's just look at this chart. So this still has most of the indicators on that I would be using in my trades, right? So this morning, I hadn't traded in a while, but I was like, man, I'm just going to go long, and I did, and got beat. And moved my stop, took a 40-point loss on micros, right? But then as it was pulling, some stopped out down here, but then as it was pulling back, we had yesterday's close plus yesterday's low, right? And I thought we had made a major move down on the open. I think we have some intent to maybe follow through on that. I'm going to jump in short, and this was a painful trade because it chopped and chopped and chopped, and I just stuck with my 20-point stop, okay, based on this ATR, right? I'm allowed to risk at most 24 points. I stayed short, and then she finally broke down. Yeah, even here, I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you ever going to break down? And then finally, it broke down. But I think, this was a 50-point win on one mini per account. So it's a 1,000-point trade, $1,000 trade versus here I lost 400 on this long, on the long from this morning. So one winner, one loser came out on top. But I think, Dennis, what you were saying earlier about scalping, I really think that it's just, if you want to scalp, it just comes down to your risk reward, right? Like if you're gonna risk 20 points and you're gonna make 10 points, now you have to be right 70% of the time, really 66% of the time. But with commissions and fees, let's just say 70%. So you got to make 70% of your calls have to be right to get the 10 points out of this NASDAQ, right? So, and for a lot of people, that's not even a scalp. I mean, some people take 5 points in the NASDAQ, and I just think, yeah, it might feel good. You might get a bunch of 5-point wins, but are you also taking 5-point losses? Or are you taking 20-point losses? I mean, if you're taking 20-point losses and 5-point wins, you got to win. You got to be right a lot to pay for that loss. So this is why I'm kind of the theory that like I want to basically my risk and reward should always be about the same, or my target should be larger than my stop, right? So I was done trading because I was thinking, man, I need to get prepared for today and work on some other things. But as this pulled back, I mean, this is another example of the VWAP. The VWAP is a powerful piece of support resistance. This is free, right? The VWAP is a tool on NinjaTrader. But again, it pulled back into, first it bounced off the 20 EMA, right? Then it bounced off the 50 and it went to war here for a little bit. But then what happened? It tanked right back down to this low. Now, whenever I'm selling a pullback, I want to try and target a retest to the low, right? Because if the trend's going to continue, we would hope for a retest. And if we don't get it, we take a loss sometimes, that's okay. But in this example, I think the risk is so small, even if I put my stop way up here and I'm short at the VWAP, I'm risking 23 points to gain 40 points, right? If it retests the low. So this is just kind of how I think. I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas here. Like this is also the 20 EMA. Once it broke this low, pulled back, we've got pivot points on here. The S1 is a pivot point. So the indicator plotting this stuff here, yesterday's close, yesterday's low, yesterday's S1 pivot point. This is an indicator I developed that combines different important areas of support resistance, Fibonacci, highs, lows. You can see in here we had a bunch of lows, a low of 5 days ago, low of 6 days ago, low of 3 days ago. So this is a powerful area in here of confluence based on a bunch of lows from, you know, trading days of last week. So yeah, this is my key levels confluence indicator that I'll have an offer for you guys as well if you're interested in the key levels confluence indicator. But these are beautiful trades. Now again, easier said than done, right? Like I'm not sitting here, I wish I could just hold $40,000 in my hand and just show you guys in the camera and say, hey, look, I've done it, you know? And that's why I take it very seriously. I don't want to just be a developer. Like I also want to be a trader. Like I also want to actually give you guys proof that like I'm doing this and you guys can too. So that's kind of like where I'm headed with my company, and hopefully, you know, rebranding it, but then also getting a team in place so that I can be more freed up to actually continue updating the software and setting aside that 90 minutes in the morning to trade, like I sort of proposed with my trading plan, right? Let's see what Bill said here. Bill, you never have access to the face value of the accounts, it's only the trailing threshold. Yeah, so we didn't explain the trailing threshold, but yeah, that's a big part of this, and why if you're looking at a trade copier, you really want to consider my solution, because you do have to keep track of the trailing threshold, and my software is doing that right here. You can only risk $2,500 here. So as you hit a new high in the account, you have to keep the account above that high, which right here is 50,600 and change, right? Minus 2,500, which is 48,100. So it's not possible to go off on a tangent about this right now, but yeah, basically, as your account balance goes up, so does your point where the account will be blown. So my window's keeping track of that. Yeah, that's right, Bill. I mean, basically, you're buying the ability to risk $2,500 or risk the trail. So I totally agree with that. But the cool part is you're not losing. If you blow the account, guess what? You only lost the account fee. Now you start over, you pay another account fee, and you keep moving, right? And then eventually, if you hit the goal, you're pulling $2,000 or maybe $1,000. If you're not going to pull the full amount and you have a longer term strategy, you might pull 1,000 during each payout period. So yeah, Kenneth, it does. I mean, in real time, if you're hitting, because a lot of trades, right, we don't necessarily get out at the best point, right? I don't know how you guys trade. I mean, I use profit targets, man. I'm like, I'm out. It's my profit target. But if you're using like a trailing stop, you may be up more in the trade, and then as it pulls back and you get stopped out, you may have a profit. But your from close value is always based on the highest point in your account at any time. So even in the middle of a trade, the highest point that your account hit, subtracted from that is how much you have left to risk in the account. So yeah, you're not risking $50,000, you're risking $2,500. And then, you know, we've talked about position sizing in this presentation. Like, so then you're kind of sizing your position. You may not want to risk more than $200 per trade. I mean, that's my theory, right? That's why I'm going to be trading 5 micros, because I know that if I trade 5 micros and I lose 20 points, that's $200, right? I mean, I can live on a loss of $200. I can lose twice and I'm down $400. Last month I talked about this. My daily goal is going to be 800 with a $400 loss, and that's with 5 micros. So that's an equivalent of 80 NASDAQ points, which I believe I can do. I know on my cash account, I've done 150 points in a day. So this is back, you know, last year or something when I was trading a cash account, but I know I can do 80 points some days, right? And then if I limit my risk to 40 points, decide, hey, if I'm down 40 points, that's the end of it for me for today, and come back the next day, right? And then you average that out, and let's say in 5 days I hit that goal of 80, that's $4,000. And if in 5 days I lose 5, I also have some max down days, I'm still ahead, right? So I think this all comes down to risk reward. And a lot of this stuff I wasn't totally prepared and organized to present on, but it's just straight from my heart and from my experience in this. So, but I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes wrapping up. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. I want to wrap on time. I've had a lot of extra time. Maybe went off on a tangent in different ways, but I hope it's been helpful for you guys. And I hope that you will reach out. If you've never used Apex, I'd love to be available just to help you. I say that carefully because I'm so overcommitted, but I'll show you how to reach out with your questions and stuff. And as I always say, like, you guys have to take responsibility too. Like, you guys have to learn. Nobody here, I'm never here to hold anybody's hand. I'll be honest, like I can't, you know, like I'm a one-man show right now. So there's a lot that goes into this, but it's also not that difficult, right? Apex gives you good guides on setting up NinjaTrader, setting up accounts, how it works, things like that. So you can literally, what are you gonna do this weekend? Watch Netflix or go learn about Apex? Like, how badly do you want this, you know? So that's Apex Trader Funding. A little bit of a rant, hope that's okay, Anthony, but I just get tons of customers right now, and I feel like everyone's lately, I've been like, man, is there a way I can grow in patience, because I need that. But again, I want to help everybody, and I really do care about giving you guys value. So let's look at the pricing, and then I'll pull up the website. So I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys right now. This is a link to my website. This is going to go to all audience. I'm going to hit send. Okay, the link is in the chat for you guys to go to my website. And but before you do that, or while you're doing that, I'm going to show you guys the pricing that I'm going to offer today. So what I'm going to do is 50% off everything on the website. Coupon code is going to be corner. Put this in there too. Use coupon code corner on the cart page. And this is going to be for today only. And then the rest of the weekend, I will run 40%. So I don't want to play games and be like, oh yeah, it's only today. And then there's no more discount. I'll run this to the weekend because I'm also running a Memorial Day sale. And I want you guys to have adequate time to do your research and ask questions and stuff like that. But if you can make a decision today, I'm giving you 50% off. So we started this presentation with the basic chart trader tools. That's going to be $95. The chart trader, several improvements over what's standard on Ninja. The essential chart trader tools is going to be $495. This includes the ATM strategy planning, position sizing, quick select buttons, and risk reward, right? All important things as we're managing our accounts, managing our risk, and making our decisions. You've also got the option to look at more upgraded features. We talked real briefly about this. Trailing stops. We talked about the range and Renko bars, entering on the bar close, a bracket entry order, right? Also at 50% off. So the first time I've ever done this on Traders Corner. I'm always offering 40% off. That's the standard offer, but this weekend I wanted to do 50 because I'm already doing 40 for Memorial Day. And so I want you guys to have something different, especially because you guys are here and in person. That's what I was thinking today. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do that. And if you're interested in the entire piece of my enhanced chart trader, that I call the professional chart trader tools. With that today, I'm going to throw in the key levels confluence indicator. Well, actually the whole support and resistance suite. So that's several support and resistance indicators that I built, and then you will be getting the entire chart trader, every single feature built in for $19.95. And I say 64% off because if you total it all up, that's the percentage off that you get because I'm throwing in the support and resistance suite. All right. Support resistance suite. Looks like I didn't update that. Watch this. 50% off. There you go. Live updating the PowerPoint. If you just want the support resistance suite, you want to get the key levels confluence indicator that I showed you and a few other indicators, that's going to be your pricing on that. And then lastly, what everyone needs is a trade copier. Thank you, Anthony, for allowing me to, or pointing that out. A lot of you guys probably don't understand Apex, so I'll try to help with that as well. But my accounts dashboard, put a ton of work into this. There's new features coming out that I didn't even cover today. Hopefully a new YouTube video next week. It's going to really separate it from anything else as far as a trade copier risk manager goes. That's going to be $195 today. Now each piece is $195, right? So the copier is $195, the risk manager is $195. Go check out my reviews. So I'll spend the last minute. It's amazing how I always push it to the brink here. If I have
You're doing great. Yeah, you keep coming up with more stuff.
Golly, man. Thank you guys for your attention. We've had more people trickling in too,
yeah.
Which is awesome. I'm grateful, man, to get to do what I do. Like, as hard as it is some days, I'm like, man, God's gifted me as a software developer, and just to get to do that and then have the opportunity to keep fighting the day trading thing, is how we'll put it. And I'm in the fight. So
I agree.
This is the
I think we're also lucky. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, man. This is the page here that you guys are going to see. So again, I want you to know how to use this page, right? Here's the coupon code. I've tried to make this easy. Here's the basic chart trader tools, essential chart trader tools, professional tools. Guys, the pricing you're going to see here is for the email list. So I'm going to send this to the email list. But again, you guys are getting 50% off. So it's $95 $4.95, $19.95, right? Because you guys are here live. But you can click on these links. So if I hit more information, what happens? Window pulls up. I'm able to see every feature included with the professional chart trader tools. The basic, here's the essential with the position sizing, close bar entry, signal, right? So if you click on these links, you're gonna get more info. Look here, essential tools. There's a video right here I just published. It's already been a month ago, that's crazy, but recently published a video right here you can watch to learn more about this. Same thing with the basic. If I click here, more information, a video. So you could start with the basic, watch the video. You could start with essential, watch the video, because we're having issues with the charts today, right? You can look at all these. Here's the trade copier. Here's the risk manager. Here's the support resistance suite. Again, if anyone wants to go all in, I'm throwing in the support resistance suite with those of you who buy the professional chart trader tools. So that'll wrap it up today. Again, Apex, a couple more things, Anthony. I promise.
Yeah.
30 more seconds.
Go for it.
Down here is Apex Trader Funding. You can click on this link if you want to learn more about how everything works with Apex, okay? This is the link, okay? And then lastly, the best way to reach me is this button right down here. You're gonna click this button, and then you're gonna send a message right here. This is where I can best manage all the requests that I'm getting and answer your questions and get you help. So I would love it if you guys would use that chat button, just if you want to say hi, whatever. If you're an existing customer, log in the members area and chat. If you're not, chat, ask questions, any questions before you make a purchase, reach out. I want to hear from you guys. So that should wrap it up. I hope everything's clear. Kenneth, I saw your question about pricing. We answered that. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity today, as always, and for your attention today. Really appreciate everybody that's here.
Thank you, Joel. And that's a super convenient tool you have there for messaging there. I really like that. More people should follow that. Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, it's worked pretty well. So yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Joel Wyse of Affordable Indicators. Thanks for making such an incredible offer for our audience today. It's amazing how powerful your tools and indicators are. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to mention the online reviews that Joel Wyse of Affordable Indicators has are absolutely incredible. If you want a tremendous discount on some of those powerful NinjaTrader tools, Mr. Joel Wyse of Affordable Indicators has them available. His members are loving his products, and we have put his link in the chat box. Is that correct? We have the link up there. Yeah. And Joel, it's always a pleasure to have you on Traders Corner. Thanks again, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, everybody.